Bucks are off. They will be at Cincinnati tomorrow. Get you caught up on all the scores later. So we are set to go from downtown Fresno on this, as I said, fairly muggy night here at Chick-Chansey Park. And Pedro Pineda to lead it off against McCade Brown, who is out of the three-quarter windup in the first pitch of the ball game, is taken down the middle, strike one. No balls and one strike, and we are underway from downtown Fresno. Pineda homer to lead off the game last night. Was a double shy of the cycle, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. And the count quickly at no balls and 2 strikes. 6:53 first pitch tonight. 0-2 to Pineda. Tap towards short. To his left is Amador. And the shortstop's throw to Goodman at first. And Pineda is out to open the ball game. So 1 down. Pineda coming into tonight at 205 with 3 homers and 9 runs batted in. So again, 6:53 p.m. on the first pitch. And again, the game time temperature 89 degrees with seemed like a little pinch of humidity. So 1 out, and now Max Muncy stands in to face Brown, who kicks and delivers, and Muncy swings and floats this one in the shallow right field, and that's going to get down a base hit. What do they call those? Hawk Harrelson, the White Sox, longtime TV announcer for the White Sox, would call that a duck snort. Not a hard hit ball, not even a looper. That just was trouble off the bat. So Muncy has a single to right. The right fielder Fernandez getting the ball back in towards second. So Muncy entering play at 217 with 8 homers, which is a team high, and 29 RBIs, a team high. Now Brown's pitch to Rodriguez, low ball 1-0. C.J. Rodriguez hits a 276. He has 1 home run, and he has 14 RBIs. Had an RBI single last night. Muncy at first base, 4 steals. He's been caught once. Goodman holds him on. No score, top of the first, and Brown's pitch very high and very to the backstop. That went way over the glove of the catcher, Fulford. And the ball obviously picked up by Fulford, so up to second base goes Muncy. And the Ports have a runner at second base with 1 out. And the count to Rodriguez is a 2 balls and no strikes after the wild pitch from McCade Brown. So 2 balls and no strikes, the count to Rodriguez, who pops this one up foul right side, strike 1. And the count now is at 2 balls and 1 strike. With the game no score, top of the first, Fresno Stockton. Now McCade Brown on the mound for the Grizzlies tonight. 4th appearance all as a starter. He's 0-1, 7.82 ERA. As he deals the 2-1, and Rodriguez takes, and that's strike 2 on the outside corner. And the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Brown, this is his first appearance against Stockton, and he joined the Grizzlies earlier this month, but right after the Grizzlies had finished the series with Stockton. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch, swing and a miss, fastball in the outer half of the plate, strike 3. And Rodriguez is out, and that's the first strikeout for McCade Brown tonight. 1 down here in the top half of the first. Muncy holds it second. And here is the catcher, and Shane McGuire. Now McCade Brown, tall right-hander, 6'6", 225 pounds. He's 21 years old. 3rd-round pick by the Rockies last year out of Indiana University. 2 and a 4-seam fastball, a 12-6 curveball for Brown. Who works from the first base side of the rubber and comes home from the set, and McGuire takes inside ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Stockton is managed by Franklin Font. He is the third base coach. And coaching over at first is the assistant hitting coach, Cooper Goldby. Count to McGuire is at 1 ball and no strikes. Muncy at second, and McGuire swings. Ground ball deep in the hole at short. Backhand grab by Amador. Long throw across to Goodman, and they get McGuire by an inch, and that saves a run right there. If McGuire is safe, Muncy had by far and away rounded third. He would have scored. Obviously, the inning would have continued, but it's the 3rd out, and a good pick at first by Goodman. He had to play that ball on 1 hop and then had to reach toward the right field side of first base. So McGuire is retired, and that concludes matters in the top of the first. McGuire coming in at 235 with no homers and 10 runs batted in.
Leading off for Stockton at the top of the second. Third baseman, number 17, Johan Polino.
We got to the top of the second, no score. Fresno and Stockton again tomorrow. Stand up to cancer night and post-game fireworks. Johan Polino leads it off for the first pitch from McCade Brown is high ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to Polino. Then it's Perez and Schofield Sam. 5, 6, and 7. Game no score, and Brown's pitch foul to the backstop. And that is quickly strike two. It's quickly strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Johan Polino. Brown right back home, and Polino takes, and that's a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Polino digs in at 178. He has 3 homers, and he has 7 RBIs, and he made a motion to pitch and went around, said the base umpire, Daniel Bythway, standing back at first, and Polino strikes out swinging. Second strikeout for McCade Brown. So 1 down here in the top half of the second inning. Polino was 0 for 4 last night. He's now 1 for 9 in this series after that strikeout. And here is Junior Perez. Digs in at 228, 4 homers, 21 RBIs, and Brown right back home. A foul to the backstop, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike to Perez. Again, McCade Brown joined the Grizzlies earlier this month. His first Fresno start was here against Modesto as he misses outside for a ball. One ball and 1 strike. Brown right back, and that's taken high ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Brown has yet to win a game as a Grizzly, and again, this is his first appearance with Stockton, or against Stockton. The windup and the 2-1, and Perez takes that strike 2 on the inside corner. And the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nothing, top of the second. Fresno and Stockton. Brown 3-quarter windup delivers, and Perez swings and hits one deep in the hole at short and past the diving shortstop Amador. And into left field, a base hit as left fielder Guerrero gets the ball in towards second. So Perez is on at first. That's the second hit for Stockton tonight. No score, top of the second, Fresno Stockton. And now the first baseman, TJ Schofield Sam, digs in. Now Brown, last outing here against Rancho Cucamonga. Fresno won that game 8-4. Brown worked 4 2/3 innings. And that was a tough break for Brown because the Grizzlies had a pretty big lead, and he just could not get the last out of the 5th inning. And I know that manager Robinson Cancel gave Brown a couple of chances to get that final out of the 5th and couldn't. Eventually had to pull him as Schofield Sam takes outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. TJ Schofield Sam did not play last night. Digs in at 226, no homers, 9 RBIs. Count is actually at 0-1 to Sam. And the pitch with Perez going, taken up and away, throw to second base is not handled by the shortstop at Amador. Throw was high anyway. Perez likely would have had the base stolen, so he slides into second with a stolen base, which is his 9th this year in 10 tries. And the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike to TJ Schofield Sam. So now base hit to the outfield, could get a run in. Outfield medium depth straight away. And the kick and the pitch, swung on, swatted down the left field side, foul. And the count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. With the game no score, top of the second, Fresno and Stockton. McCade Brown, his last outing, we mentioned, did not get through 5 innings, so he got a no decision. 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. As he makes the pitch to Schofield Sam, hit right up the middle, center field, base hit. Perez is going to be waved to the plate, and he will come around and score the game's first run as the center fielder Ward gets the ball into the second base area where the shortstop Amador has it. And Schofield Sam makes it 1-0 Stockton. RBI for Schofield Sam is his 10th. So the single by Perez, the stolen base by Perez. And that sets up the RBI hit by Schofield Sam. So the Ports, who scored first last night, score first tonight. And now the second baseman, Robert Poisson, bats. So Brown, after the 4 2/3 innings and 3 hits and 2 runs, which are both earned, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Swing here, chopper, and that's going to get through into right field. A base hit by Poisson. Schofield Sam moves up to second base, and That's the third straight hit now for the Ports as the right fielder Fernandez gets the ball in towards short. Passon coming in at 225 with no homers and 10 runs batted in. So it's first and second now. So again, 3 straight singles for Stockton. The Ports have a 1-0 lead. And here is the left fielder, Jalen Greer. Hit his first home run of the year last night. That was in the 9th inning, which tightened the score to 6-4 Fresno, but that's as far as Stockton got. So Greer at 133, a homer, 3 RBIs. Brown's pitch, and Greer shows bunt and takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. 1-0 Stockton, top of the second. A couple of guys from Illinois facing each other here, meaning the state of Illinois. Greer grew up in inner city Chicago. Brown grew up in central Illinois in Normal. And the 0-1 is way outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned Brown played his college baseball at Indiana University, spent 3 years with the Hoosiers. Was out of the bullpen his first 2 years with IU, and then last season made 12 starts. Was 5-4 with a 3.39 ERA. Second team All Big Ten and an academic All Big Ten player at IU. As I said, he grew up in Normal, Illinois, which is right in the center of the state, the Normal, Bloomington, Illinois area. Went to Normal West High School. Outfield medium depth straightaway. And the pitch to Greer, and that's a strike on the inside corner. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. From McCade. Brown, whose only decision this year came in his first Fresno appearance, May 5th here against Modesto. Schofield Sam at second, Passon at first, and Greer pokes one softly foul right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1-0 Ports. Second inning, top half. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on FresnoGrizzlies.com. Schofield Sam's at second, Poisson is at first. And the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch is on its way. Swing and a miss, high fastball, strike 3 at 94 miles an hour. And Greer is out, third strikeout for Brown. So 2 out, top of the second inning. Stockton 1, Fresno 0, and now for the second time in as many innings, Stockton will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Pedro Pineda. He grounded a shortstop to open the game. Holds the bat high above his royal blue helmet. As Brown back to the plate, and the fastball inside, ball 1, 1-0. From McCade Brown, he and his Grizzly teammates in the button-down black shirts tonight. Gold number on both sides of the shirt. Black letter F with gold trim on the left part of the shirt. White pants, black cap. The kick and the 1-0, and Pineda swings and flies one to right field. Sends Fernandez going back, and this ball is gone. It's an opposite field 3-run homer over the 4-foot fence and right, and it's 4-0 Stockton here in the top half of the second inning. Pineda, who opened the game last night with a home run and was a double shy of the cycle, goes over the 4-foot wall and right. For Pineda, that's his 4th homer, and RBIs 10, 11, and 12. So 4-0 Stockton, and now it's Max Muncy, and he swings and taps one foul back of the plate, strike 1, 0-1, and then really it's got to be frustrating right there for Brown, who at the very worst would have only allowed 1 run if he'd gotten the if, and if. I think baseball history would be changed with that word if, the 0-1. I think a lot of things in history would be. 0-1 is outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. That's the 5th home run allowed by Brown as a Grizzly. The 1-1 to Muncy, hit on the ground at first, playing perfectly well off the line, Goodman. And he'll take the ball to the bag for the unassisted out. But the 2-out, 3-run homer by Pineda was at the top of the order for the second time. 4 runs for Stockton. There were 4 hits, no errors, and nobody left. After an inning and a half, it is Stockton 4 and Fresno 0. Stockton 4, Fresno 0. Moving along to the top half of the third inning. Doug Greenwald with you on FresnoGrizzlies.com. C.J. Rodriguez leads it off, and McCade Brown's first pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 3, 4, and 5 for Stockton, Rodriguez, McGuire, and Paulino. As the 0-1 pitch, and that's a strike called on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez struck out swinging in the first inning. McCade Brown's 0-2, outside ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4-5-0 for Stockton, nothing across for Fresno. And the 2-out, 3-run opposite field homer by Pineda. The big blow, the 1-2, and that's foul to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here at Chauncey Park, where it's 324 feet down the left field line. 385 to the gaps. 400 to straightaway center. And 335 to right as Rodriguez lines one to right field. Fernandez comes on and makes the catch. Low line drive catch there by the right fielder, Yanquiel Fernandez. 1 away. Top of the 3rd inning. Stockton 4, Fresno nothing. And that'll bring up the catcher, Shane McGuire. 13-foot wall from the left field foul pole toward left center. Then the wall kicks up to 11 feet with a little chain link fence atop the green padded portion right in front of the grassy berm as McGuire takes up and away ball 1-1-0. And the wall goes down to 10 feet, and it's a 10-foot wall much of the way around until you get toward the just past the manually operated scoreboard in right center. The 1-0 pitch, and McGuire goes around to the high fastball 1-1. And then the wall gradually declines from 10 feet down to 4 feet, and it's a 4-foot wall at the right field foul pole. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Around 3/4 windup delivers and a curve, swing and a miss, strike 2. And the count is at 1-2. McGuire grounded to the shortstop Amador in the first. Outfield around to the left. McGuire takes high ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to McGuire, who I met before the game. A windup in the 2-2. Hit foul down the left field side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. McGuire, 23 years old. Mitchin played at University of San Diego. A windup in the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air again, foul left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So I asked Shane McGuire, I said, had you ever played at all against Fresno State? Have you ever been through Fresno? He told me no, not until this year. 2-2 up and away. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Shane McGuire, but he said that the Toreros, who's in the University of San Diego, never did play Fresno State, at least when he was there. The windup in the 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball in the inner half. And he is out. 4th strikeout for McCade Brown. 2 out, top of the 3rd inning. It is Stockton 4 and Fresno nothing. And here is the 3rd baseman, Johan Paulino. Now, McGuire did not grow up in California. He's from the Seattle area, grew up in Kent, Washington, but he said he went to school at the University of San Diego. Now it's Paulino, who drives one foul right side, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Johan Paulino struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. The kick in the 0-1. And that is inside ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. First baseman Goodman way off the line. A windup in the 1-1. Paulino takes. That hits the outer half of the plate. Strike 2, 1-2. McCade Brown, 2 starts ago, May 12th at Visalia, struck out 10. A 1-2. Paulino swats this ball to shortstop. Amador, long throw over to Goodman at first. Good pick by Hunter toward the home plate side at first. And Paulino is out. And Stockton is 2. First time in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. I'm just going to add that McCade Brown, the 10 strikeouts he had May 12th at Visalia, that's the most strikeouts by a Grizzly pitcher this year. Again, Stockton goes in order in the 3rd. We go to the bottom half, 4-0. Stockton leading Fresno. You'll see the Fresno Grizzlies on FresnoGrizzlies.com. And a 6:50 p.m. first pitch. Game 4 of the scheduled 6-game series. Give you the pitching matchup in a moment. The score here, 4-2 Stockton as we start the 4th. Junior Perez leads it off, and McCade Brown's first pitch is high ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Perez, Schofield, Salmon, Poisson. 6, 7, and 8. And Perez takes high ball 2, 2-0. Tomorrow night for Stockton, right-hander Kyle Verbitsky against Fresno right-hander Brian Castillo. Stand up to cancer night tomorrow. The wind in the 2-0, and that's high ball 3, 3-0. Perez singled to left, stole a base, and scored on the single by Schofield Salmon. That 4-run Stockton second. The wind in the 3-0. Very high ball four. So McCade Brown, after at least getting back in the game a little bit, ends up walking Perez on 4 pitches to get the top half of the fourth going. 4-2 Stockton. His first walk issued by Brown tonight. And now Schofield Sam bats. So tomorrow night, Stand Up to Cancer, presented by Premier Valley Bank. And then after the game, we'll have fireworks presented by Hotel Piccadilly. So now it's Schofield Sam, RBI single and a run scored in the second. And Brown from the high set now turns to first. Perez back safely standing up. Schofield Sam last year, 105 games with Stockton, which was tops for any port. Outfield around to the left, and the pitch on the way to Schofield Sam, the Toronto area native, up and takes up and away, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Schofield Sam. And the 1-0 from Brown. TJ takes, and that's a strike on the inside corner. 1-1. Talking a lot about Schofield Sam being from Canada, and that's news is, I'd say, almost a couple of weeks old, but do want to mention about one of the all-time great Canadians to ever play baseball, Fergie Jenkins. Perez goes. Schofield Sam swings and drives this one nicely. Left center field. That's going to get down and roll deep into the gap to his right. Ward up with the ball. In the score is Perez from first. The leadoff walk comes back to hurt. 5-2 Stockton is the runner, the batter runner. Schofield Sam dives into second base. So the leadoff walk, and the Grizzlies give that run right back within just 2 batters. Nice job by Schofield Sam, who has his second run-producing hit tonight. That's a double to left center field. It was the center fielder Ward who eventually got to the ball. So Schofield Sam, that's his 11th RBI this year. And now manager Robinson Cancel is out to, not sure what the issue was, but I guess whatever he had to discuss with plate umpire Jack Wasson is done. But yeah, Fergie Jenkins, they're going to appeal to third is what they're doing. Okay, that's what the issue was. They thought that Perez might have missed third on his way home. So Brown threw to the third baseman, Burnable, but appeal denied. Apparently, Perez did touch third. All right, now we're back to action. And the pitch here is a ground ball foul by Poisson up along third. No balls and 1 strike, but as I said, one of the great Canadians of all time, Fergie Jenkins, a statue, obviously in his honor, was placed at Wrigley Field a few weeks ago. Fergie Jenkins grew up in Chatham, Ontario. Jenkins 284 wins in his major league career, and really, I guess you could say, cut his teeth as a Cub. As the pitch on the way to Poisson, he hit far to the right side. Nicely done there. To his left, the second baseman Rito up with the ball, and he'll throw to the first baseman Goodman, but a productive out. Poisson, who singled and scored in the second inning, moves Schofield Sam over to third with less than 2 outs. So nice job there. 5-2 Stockton. Top half of the fourth, and now here is the second baseman Jalen Greer. But even though Jenkins originally was a Philly at the big league level, really developed as a Cub. 7 years originally as a Cub, and then came back to the Cubs at the end of his career. Infield in for Greer, who grew up in Chicago, and he takes low ball 1-0. Jenkins pitched with the Cubs from 66 to 73, and then from 1982 to 83 as Greer swings and misses at a fastball strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1971 as a Cub, Jenkins 24 wins, which led the National League. 30 complete games, which also led the league. You're not going to find that anymore in any league. But Jenkins 4 times in his career led the league, whatever league he was in complete games. Greer is swinging and missing a breaking ball, 1-2. But Fergie Jenkins had a couple stints with the Texas Rangers, a year with Boston, came up as a Philly, but I think most people think of him as a Cub as Greer swings on a foul to the backstop. 5-2 Stockton, top of the fourth, but again, not many Canadian natives are in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Larry Walker, of course, the former Rocky, is in there. Fergie Jenkins. The kick on the 2-2. Low outside, ball 3. And the count now with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fergie's in a few Hall of Fames, but as I said recently, the Cubs dedicating a statue outside of Wrigley for Fergie Jenkins. The kick on the 3-2 to Greer. Strike 3 called outside corner. So he is caught looking, and that's the 5th strikeout for Brown. So now the infield can move back with 2 out. Holding at third is Schofield Sam. 5-2 Stockton, top of the 4th. And now for the 3rd time tonight, Stockton will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Pedro Pineda, who had a 2-out, 3-run homer in the 2nd. And Brown's pitch is a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. And yeah, Fergie Jenkins also won a Cy Young, 3-time All-Star. He was a good one. The 0-1. Swing and miss at a fastball, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. A few times this year we've seen statues for pitchers dedicated outside particular ballparks. Of course, Fresno's own Tom Seaver, a statue outside of the Mets home at Citi Field. The 0-2 on the way, breaking ball, high ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pineda, that 2-out, 3-run homer to right. That was in the 2nd, capping a 4-run Stockton 2nd. The 1-2 outside from Brown, ball 2. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. With Kevin Richards on deck. Schofield Sam at third. The 2-2. Strike 3 called inside corner. And Pineda is out. So Brown limits the damage to 1 run here in the 4th inning, getting a couple of strikeouts. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and Stockton leaves 1. We go to the bottom half of the 4th. It's Stockton 5 and Fresno 2. Kevin Richards leads it off for Stockton. It is 5-2 Stockton, and McCade Brown's first pitch to Richards. He has swung on a missed strike 1. Curve ball there, no balls and a strike. Richards, Rodriguez, and McGuire, 2, 3, and 4. And right back to the plate, the 0-1, taken for a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Richards hits at .333. This is his first plate appearance of the series, the 0-2. High ball 1, 1 and 2 to the Dominican native. .333 with 6 homers and 23 RBIs. 5-2 Ports. The wind of the 1-2, and that's inside ball 2, 2-2. Action for the first time tonight in either bullpen. Right-hander Luis Amoroso getting loose for the Grizzlies. The 2-2 here, and that's swung on and poked to right field. Fernandez back a few steps to the right fielder. Yanquiel Fernandez makes the catch, 1 away, top half of the 5th inning. 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Stockton, 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors for Fresno. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, and C.J. Rodriguez. He is 0 for 2. He has struck out swinging, and he has flied to right. And Brown delivers, and Rodriguez takes, and that's outside ball 1, 1-0. Just about complete darkness now in Fresno. Lights have been on for a while. The windup in the 1-0, and Rodriguez takes a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. To check and see, of course, McCade Brown, having gone to school in Indiana. Rodriguez from Vanderbilt, and Rodriguez swings and misses strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes where the Big Ten baseball tournament is taking place. I certainly know where the SEC tournament takes place, and that's in the Birmingham area. The 1-2, swing and a miss, fastball, strike 3. And Rodriguez is out, 7th strikeout for Brown. 2 out quickly, top of the 5th. Stockton 5, Fresno 2. And here's the catcher in Shane McGuire. So the Big Ten tournament is in Omaha at Charles Schwab Field. I don't think that's not the same place as the College World Series. I don't believe so. The first pitch outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Unless they've changed the name of that park. It was TD Ameritrade. The 1-0 pitch line toward left field. That's going to get down a base hit. To his left is the left fielder Guerrero to get the ball. And McGuire has a 2-out single. That's his first hit tonight. He is now 1 for 3. 7 hits for Stockton to go along with a 5-2 lead. And here is the third baseman, Johan Paulino. Wondering how many fields there are in Omaha that would play close to big baseball tournaments. And now Paulino, and he takes low outside, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. As I said, unless they changed the name of that ballpark, it was TD Ameritrade Stadium, the 1-0 pitch, and that's down the middle, strike 2. 1-2. No, that is indeed. Okay, they did change the image. So Charles Schwab Field, an investment firm. That's the new name of that ballpark where they have the College World Series in downtown Omaha. 1-1 pitch taken for a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. So the Big Ten tournament is at the same place the College World Series takes place in Omaha. The 1-2 on the way. Tap foul along third, 1-2. And I mentioned college baseball tournaments. Stockton, as in Banner Island Ballpark, as in the home of the Ports, hosts the West Coast Conference Tournament. So it's University of San Francisco, San Diego, Santa Clara, all those schools. The 1-2 swung on, and that's hit to right field, but right there is Fernandez. Hardly asked to move for that one, and he makes the catch. And that concludes the top of the fifth. No runs, hit, no errors, and a runner left, halfway done as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning with a score. Stockton 5 and Fresno 2. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on FresnoGrizzlies.com.